Hi, everybody, and welcome to Howler TV. I'm John Lear with our new interview series this week with the gorgeous, talented, funny, great improviser, Claire Forlani. Hi, Claire.
Hi, John. I can see you, Nance.
You can see me, but the audience can't.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I'm invisible.
Because we're
you then.
Yeah,
we're in a split screen.
I like that.
So Nancy gets cut out. You can see her, but the audience can't.
Oh, that's such a shame. You're looking good, babe.
I know. I'm totally naked. That's the other thing people don't realize.
Nancy has her left breast sitting on my shoulder.
Just lightly.
Which she does every day while you work. Of course.
It's not even sexual.
No, it's not sexual.
But it's heavy.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, my shoulder's exhausted.
And lopsided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have a minor torn, and this is true. Claire and I were just talking health stuff before we went on the air.
Yeah.
But I have a minor torn, what's it called? Rotator cuff. So I've been doing very special. Dr. Sang says I don't have to get I have to do stuff like that. And
Dr.
then
Sang said you need Nancy Howard's breast plopped on your shoulder.
That's
exactly.
Right. 5 hours a day.
Exactly. Now, Claire, you are coming live. Well, you're live to me and Nancy, but to everybody else who will be seeing it, you will be taped.
Mm-hmm.
But you're coming from your house, and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah. Amazing.
I mean, look at how clean and put together, and
I'm very uptight.
By the way, every time I've come over, it's that clean.
But it also looks
and it's that way all day long. It's not just because you've come over. My husband complains. He says this isn't normal. People don't live like this. But I'm fanatical. If things are out of place, I get the baby's been good because I allow a modicum of mess.
Claire has a new baby in her life. What's his name?
Cleaned up.
And you have to clean up for the baby.
Yeah. His name's Milo Thomas Scott.
He is adorable.
Oh.
And
I'd like to have another.
His breasts. In fact.
Yeah, he has nice breasts.
He went right for them.
Big breasts, so he likes to lay his head. Didn't he actually try to bite one the other day?
He put his hand right under my shirt. It took him about a second.
That's a good boy.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's a good boy. He was trying to start sucking.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy, well, if we could get Nancy pregnant, she could be a wet nurse.
It's late. It's late in the game for that.
Nancy could have been a wet nurse in this.
Could have been a wet nurse.
God, you're right. I've missed my
calling.
My calling.
We're in the 20th century, and wet nurses are what's needed.
I'm sure.
No such thing as formula.
I hear in England they're selling breast milk women's breast milk. Is that true?
I don't know.
You can buy it.
What do you mean?
It's a really weird thing to do because think about it. Everybody who needs that kind of cash is a junkie.
Yeah, that's true.
So what are you actually buying?
Yes.
Or a hippie. In Venice, people would do it for free.
You'd need to do a big background check.
No one does anything for free. That is a lie, Nancy. That is a delusional hippie chick Venice.
Yeah, that's very true.
You are
everyone in Venice is a junkie, and you know it.
All right.
Now, Claire, you initially, when we asked you to do this, you were like, "Why should I?" My God!
That dog is totally blind.
This is the blind dog.
Is she
can't
okay?
see.
Is she in the center of her?
No, just make sure you stay in the. Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah. Yes. Nice.
Libby Lulu.
Oh, Lib. Oh, you're adorable.
Look at that dog. I just got a new dog.
Oh my gosh! Well done.
I hear the
baby.
baby.
There's a baby.
Hear the baby. The baby's crying.
What are you gonna do?
Can someone shut the door so I don't have to hear that child cry?
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Thank you.
Claire,
Thank God.
He'll be fine.
Thank God that stopped.
100%.
One day in therapy will wipe that out. No problem.
I mean, who cares? Really?
Yeah.
50 people taking therapy.
Now, you asked why would we want to interview you on Howler.tv, which is the improv network. As you know, we're building an empire.
Yes.
Right.
And
we're very proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There is a very good reason why we want to interview you. There are a few. and I will enumerate. Number one, you were in Memron, the improvised film that Nancy produced, directed, wrote, did sound, edited, everything.
And by the way, that was the most timely of them. That should be re-released.
I know.
By the way, did you hear that they're now selling air? Have you heard this?
Yes.
Which is part of the plot line of our show.
Yes.
Right. And what about in The Big Short, the thing that guy...
Oh, right.
I know.
The one thing he's investing in, the only thing he's investing in now is water.
Is water.
Isn't that crazy?
Water.
I love that movie.
Water.
Yeah, I mean, but you should re-release that movie.
We were thinking about it.
We're thinking.
John and I are incredibly good in it, but because it's so relevant.
We are incredibly good in it. You particularly.
What?
Say again.
On Amazon.
It is on there.
Yes,
it is on Amazon.
You can buy it.
But
on
we
Amazon.
Buy Memron
Yes.
on Amazon.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we want to stream it on howler.tv.
Oh, cool.
So we're working on that. There are some SAG issues. That's one of the reasons we wanted to talk to you. Your agents are holding out for ungodly amounts of money.
Yeah.
Tell them I sign off.
All right, we got it. Now, Claire, you are fabulous in that movie. I was astounded by you in that film. I thought there was a feeling of recklessness and sexiness and power and
how about the fact that she was bilingual
and totally you were great
improvising in two
languages.
languages.
Told my wife, she wasn't my wife at that point, but I told my wife, and I think this is probably common knowledge, that I would in fact leave her for you and my children. Not that you would ever have me. If anybody's seen her husband.
Hey, listen, now that I'm married with a kid, let's do it.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's...
See, even that
That's
humor...
like a win-win situation.
John just got a hard-on.
Not a hard-on. Not a hard-on.
Oh.
More of an emotional kind of jolt, like I almost cried.
You know, I would, you know, I have to think about it. I mean, I would consider it, John, but I know so much about you.
I know. Yeah, I'm a
know,
lot of baggage, Claire.
I know.
But I would worship the ground
I
you
don't
walk.
know if my shoulders can take that weight.
Yes.
See, okay, so talk a little
I mean,
bit.
I can do dinner.
Yeah, okay.
You can do dinner?
Oh, look.
Weekend.
I feel like there's a real... I feel like there's a dating happening.
It's not even
is
funny.
wrong.
I have to stop the humor because I can't even handle it. It's too much.
I can't handle it either as both of your best friends. It's not going to happen.
A threesome.
No.
You mean the three of us.
No.
That would be really awkward.
I'm just saying I couldn't handle like a move-in situation.
No.
I just heard too much about you. You're
I'm a wreck.
You're a lot.
I'm a lot. I need to be heavily medicated. I am a lot. Now, okay. When you shot that scene...
Mellow chick.
What?
I, on the other hand, am a very mellow, cool, low maintenance chick.
That's the way Nancy paints you.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's talk about Memron for a minute. I want to take you back. I'm taking you back to that day. How did Nancy has the ability, I think, to rook anybody into doing anything.
Yes.
She got me naked for a pitch.
Many times.
Pretty much anyone can do that. So
that is true.
That's not a difficult accomplishment.
Okay, you're right.
Getting
Good
me
point.
to actually get dressed in the morning and do anything is an accomplishment.
I was the most nervous to do a scene with Claire because I was running around with a little video camera.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's going to look at this and be like, get out of my house.
Like,
so
that's
what happened?
My writing.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happened, Claire? She called you up and she said what? Do you remember?
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't either.
I don't remember. I just know that somehow, like I say, Nance is probably one of the few people that I will actually do anything for.
Look, this is a case in point right here.
That's right.
Skyping in an interview for a website that ends in a .tv.
Yeah, and I knew how brilliant you were, and I just loved the idea. It was so timely. And I just think the whole thing was just that shit. You got to do that shit when something like Memron shows up.
You got to do it.
You know what I mean? That concept, you doing it, the whole thing.
And what a lot of people don't know, but that I know, is that Memron won Slam Dance and basically jump-started our careers, got us working together.
100%.
And you were instrumental
Yes.
in getting attention to the movie at Slam Dance.
You came out, you did all the
The
publicity.
thing that I think was the coolest was that Eddie
Mhm.
gave
Who's
us.
Eddie?
Eddie Vedder gave us that song.
Oh, right.
Which was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was amazing. He
and-
was up on the cover of Rolling Stone that month or something.
Yeah, and
He
Claire,
is-
you're the one who
Because
got
again,
us that.
he loved the concept.
Yeah.
He
People
loved
love it.
what it was about, and he just believed in it. I think you pitched the idea, Nance, right?
Nance is a good salesman.
You said call him, and then I told him about it. I might have sent it to him. I don't remember talking about it. I feel like maybe we sent it. I don't know. Because remember, already the film...
You watched it, but that's just he's such a pure... And he's got such high levels because he does do a lot of stuff, unlike me. But he really believed in it.
Yeah.
And that was a good song, too.
Oh,
It
it was
was.
awesome.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so you showed... Somehow Nancy got you to that house where you guys shot. Was that your
It's
house?
our house.
Okay. That was your... Is it the house
It's
that you're
this
in
house.
right now?
Yes.
My house.
Excellent. Okay, so Nancy shows up with that camera. Do you remember when she shot me, she had the camera strapped to her chest with like a microphone. Like, I feel like the microphone was stuck to her head.
Yeah, I had some kind of...
Such a good memory. I can't remember anything.
All right, now I remember...
I remember like having to run after a car on the street.
Yes, and you ran after a car, and then Kirk, who
Jumped
on it.
And you took off
And-
down the road at
Yeah.
like 100 miles an hour.
With Kirk just hanging on.
And I remember Kirk later saying, I wasn't sure she knew that I was on the car. You didn't, you were so in it, you didn't even know.
That's the type of person I want to improvise.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? It's his problem.
Ever.
He made the choice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Life is risky.
I like
Acting,
that.
You know what I mean?
that could have been slates for Kirk very easily.
Now, you knew nothing about the movie, or she maybe told you a little bit about the character, but there were no lines, no script.
No.
No lines, no
In
script.
fact, you
But
came
we
up
need-
with the Italian
But
thing.
wasn't I the wife? I was the wife.
Yes.
You were
right?
like the
Trophy wife.
the-
The hot wife who was going to leave him after he lost all
Yeah,
of his
yeah.
money.
And so those arseholes all have bitches as
Yeah.
wives. That
And
was-
then on the thing, I remember saying to you, well, we were trying to decide what accent, because you speak how many languages you speak fluently?
Gaelic.
Definitely.
We know Gaelic. Swahili.
Swahili is
Eskimo.
that's my top.
Okay,
Pig
Then-
Latin.
I would say Russian,
Italian.
Swedish.
Do you
No,
speak
we
Swedish?
She can do anything.
My last girlfriend
Yeah.
before I got married was a Swedish woman.
Really?
Yeah, gorgeous.
Portuguese.
Wow.
That's a hard one.
Australian.
God.
New Zealanding. I'm just kidding.
And I
Okay.
remember you were like, well, maybe I should speak Italian. And then we
Yeah.
did that phone call scene where you're speaking Italian behind his back, and then
Oh.
and then later
You put it in.
we put in the
Yeah.
But I had no idea what you were saying. But I think we said like do something where you're talking about what an asshole he is.
You did that at my wedding, Nance,
What?
where you pretended to do a speech in Italian.
All right.
My wedding was in Italy. And half the people there were Italian because my dad had invited like the whole village he'd grown up in.
And
And then stood up and said, "Don't worry, I'm going to do this in both languages." And she literally went like, so she said some stuff in English, and then she went, "Spaghetti pomodoro, please." And the Italians are literally looking at her, trying to think, did I miss what she said? It was the
Can you
funniest thing I've ever.
I want
That
video.
speech killed.
Crash! You just kept going and you kept going.
That
I'm
speech killed.
crying at my wedding.
Do you
Oh
remember
my
the
God.
line? Remember the line when I said how I met Dugray, and then I said once I figure out what he's saying, I think he's probably a really nice guy. He has such a heavy accent.
Yeah.
Don't-
Well, I would like to see video of that, so
I
please
know.
send that
That
forth.
was pre-video.
Good video.
Nobody did it.
Claire, what do you... So you were improvising that whole time. Have you
Okay.
done that kind of work before in any... other
No.
than just, loose scripted, have you ever done full-on improv where you're just like, you can go?
Schnabel.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And what was interesting about that was that was, again, one of those experiences where it just was really creative and safe, right? Totally like Nancy creates that, you create that, this completely safe where you don't, even if you fall on your face, you don't care because you can do it again or whatever. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not going to use it if it's awful.
That is key to feel protected.
And Julian was like that. And I always said that about him, like I said about Nance. And then he said, just like a year ago, I said to him, I can't remember what film we were talking about The Butterfly, The Bell and the Butterfly that he directed.
Yeah.
And I said, the improv, and, when we did Basquiat, I said, do you still, that's how you work? And he went, no.
Smart man.
He's thrown it out.
And I said, what do you mean? You didn't? I said, you don't do that? He goes, no, I dictate everything.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Basquiat, which was his first film, which was this complete thing, which you guys have continued and you keep on that method, he's totally dropped.
Yeah.
I feel like
he says he's a complete fascist dictator now.
That's so interesting because I feel like I've done less and less. Like now I do almost nothing.
Well,
like
that's not true, but you know which screws to turn now. It's less messy.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do.
But Claire, you
feel that you've like discovered your like John knows his method to do the improv. You probably have an inner structure, right, of what you use to get you to, you have to hit certain things. So do you feel that, Nancy? You just feel that you have like there's a method now?
Yeah, and I feel
like a craft.
I feel like I trust people more to close down the jokes, whereas before I think I would think, oh, that was a great joke, and I'd be worried that they weren't gonna, like, in my opinion, my job is really to make sure that the jokes get closed down. It's not just like you really finish the joke, because sometimes in improv there's like a half a joke and then they move on before you've actually made the punchline happen. Really? And so a lot of times I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, and before I would try to jump on it so I wouldn't forget it. And now I'm a little bit more trusting in that, oh, the joke's going to get done.
It'll play and you've got it. And you only need it once.
Yes.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I personally think you kick ass at improv.
Yes.
And we want to, we're not going to use.
You never asked me to do anything again.
Yes, we have.
We did, but then
wait, let me say this. First of all, I'm embarrassed to ask. I have to be choosy with you because you're a huge star. So I don't want to like trade on my friendship.
It is true, Claire. We do talk about that. We're like, oh, should we get Claire involved in this? And it's like, oh, God, no, we can't do that to her.
We don't pay enough.
Yeah, we don't pay enough.
I just feel like an asshole being like, can you? I think that's a really bad friend.
I think I should be the one who asks because Claire and I have a different type of relationship.
How often do you guys discuss this matter?
Every day.
Because I want to work with you desperately. And
so do I.
but we don't want to. But you and Nancy are very close friends, so we don't want to take advantage of it.
Nancy should have asked me to appear once in every single thing that she's done, and she's never done that.
Oh
that's
my God,
what I
that's
think.
Not true.
I think she should do that.
Not. I have said everything we've done. I've said, "Come do this," and you've been like, "Mm-hmm."
You have never asked. You've never
that is
Claire, will you do it? Will you show up and do? You've never said that.
That is
you've
not
never
true.
said, "Oh, I've got this thing." Will you just show up for the afternoon? And you've never asked.
Wait a minute.
And I've overlooked that.
That's insanity. That is insanity.
You could have had a whole library of my work by now. And what do we have? What do we have? Memron.
Yeah,
you have
a whole library.
You're such a. This is what I want. I want improv like this.
When did we make Memron? When was Memron, for God's sake?
Like 2005?
It was like 40 years ago.
2005, 1992. Like,
all right. I'm
well,
giving
we were
you
supposed
an open
to.
invitation.
It's the second time you've asked me to do something.
Anytime you want to do something.
But she's not saying that. She wants a specific invitation. If I understand what Claire is saying correctly.
Yes.
She wants a specific invitation for. She is giving you carte blanche to write a part for her.
Let me ask you this: are you willing to work for the crazy, shitty paychecks that we?
Oh, it's not about money, but I mean.
Done. I'm going to ask you for every show.
Just make sure it's not early morning.
Okay, all right.
No problem.
Make sure that it's somewhere that's convenient. Last time we did it in my home.
Yeah.
always works.
Always works.
Well, that's what we were going to do with the
Remember?
next one.
You
But
know,
I
don't
got
make
sick.
me drive downtown is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know.
Or Venice. Like, I mean, I don't go to
Let me
Venice.
ask you this. Would you have done Quick Draw?
Sure, but you never asked. And where was that, by the way?
Yes, by the way, I did. Remember we were at
You
Stabile's
didn't.
house?
You what?
At Stabile's house, you watched the preview and you go, "This is really funny," and I said,
Why didn't you ask me?
"I said I'd love for you to be in it," and you kind of looked at me like, "Yeah, right."
Like, ask. Then ask.
Oh my God!
Good. I think
Send a car if I have to go to where?
Yes.
Where are you shooting? Somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
A car is entire paycheck for one show.
We'd find a car
so
for Claire.
pick me up yourself.
No, I'll come get you.
All right.
Go
Listen.
there every day.
Yeah.
You're in.
You're in.
You're
hired. I'll drive over.
Send an Uber.
Okay.
I love it.
Wait, I want to say one thing. You did improv with, was it Peter Falk? Who was it? Where you used to go to this guy's house. This was like 5 years ago. Oh, Alda. Not
Alan Alda?
Not Alan Alda.
Alan Alda
God,
doing
who
improv
was it?
would be fantastic.
You used to go to this guy's house and you guys would do scenes. And it was like some huge star, and I always wanted to talk to you about it. Do you remember that?
I don't remember any of my life. You know that.
I know. I have to remember for you.
Well, we're all speeding to death. Let's face it. I mean, it's.
I mean, I've had like a version of Alzheimer's since I was like 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's listen.
I count on Nancy and Natalie and Allison to remember my life.
It's true.
That's a good thing.
Who did improv that I went to their house?
Oh,
it sounds so
God.
cool.
I wish I can see him, but I can't. He was
Like Ed Harris.
Who?
Ed Harris?
No. Oh yeah, you did do that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came to my house. He made it convenient.
How was it?
I remember with Ed Harris that, like, as soon as I mentioned that it was Ed Harris, every female I know, apart from you, John, every female was like, "Ed Harris, I'm coming by for coffee." Like, I didn't realize
Really?
he was such a
Ed
mega.
Harris?
And then he shows up and he's so cool.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, he is cool.
So like, and I was like, oh, no wonder everyone wants to bang this guy. He's like,
Wow. Well, and he's hung like a tennis ball can.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my
John
God.
knows.
I know that for sure.
you do? How do you know? Your
I
white
did a little
blanket.
improvising with Ed Harris too. No. All right. Well, we've accomplished a lot here.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
locked you down for the
We've
next 5 years.
Yes.
So that's a yes, in other words.
Yes. She said yes, but we have
I
to.
said there are stipulations. Remember, convenience.
She needs
Okay.
a car. It needs to be convenient.
Okay.
And it needs to be when she's in the country.
Stop.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'll handle.
From all of that, I'm good to go.
John will handle
I'm
it.
going to handle everything. I'm
Okay.
going to handle everything. Well, I will call the Uber.
Are you ready to do nude scenes with John?
No.
Because-
God, no.
Of course.
No.
She just said of course.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I take all my clothes off all the time now.
I cannot. No,
Done.
there's
Now
no.
that I shouldn't take them off because I'm so old, I just. Oh,
I really feel like my head would explode. My head would just totally explode.
we should do it now. It's just to
It
watch.
kind of makes me
episode.
nauseous. Like I'm so excited, I'm nauseous.
Watch
Well,
the-
we still have to do that movie that we've been talking about.
Yes.
The cat.
Now, I was the reason that didn't happen. The last thing we asked you to do, I was sick, and I was in bed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm a very sickly person. Nancy will attest.
I want to do a scene on your boat thing.
Yes.
Oh, God.
The
Boat thing.
HBO thing.
Yes.
We want you on that.
God,
Yes.
we just
when
got
I saw that sizzle reel, I was on the floor. I peed myself.
Isn't it good?
God. We want
So
to do
good.
that so bad.
Can
So
you
good.
use your power to get it picked up at HBO?
But there's two chicks that were like the dealers.
Weren't they
Oh,
awesome?
right?
Awesome.
Frangela.
Awesome.
They
You know,
have one
so
name.
brilliant.
They're a stand-up comedian duo.
They're incredible.
Yeah, you
They're
got to do
incredible.
it. You got to do it.
Okay, we got you.
Well, on that note, Claire, thank you so much. We haven't heard us cry from the baby, so I really feel like you should go in there and check him. No, he'll be fine.
You stopped that baby right up. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
So are you.
All right, stay on. We're going to say goodbye.
Okay.
Bye. We are here to take over the world. Hey!